878 Alfred, King of Wessex, is surprised by a nighttime attack in Chippenham by the Great Viking Army led by Guthrum the Dane. Alfred escapes into the Somerset marshes. In 1017 Cnut the Great crowned King of England in London by Lyfing, Archbishop of Canterbury. In 1205 Philip of Swabia becomes King of the Romans. In 1227 Ferrand, Count of Flanders, freed from the Louvre after being held prisoner for 12 years by the French. In 1322 Stephen Uros III becomes King of Serbia. In 1352 French King Jean Roman II introduces Order of the Star. In 1355 Charles I of Bohemia is crowned with the Iron Crown of Lombardy. In 1443 San Marco convent designed by architect Michelozzo, with an altarpiece by Fra Angelico, is consecrated in the presence of Pope Eugene IV in Florence. In 1449, Byzantine Emperor Constantine XI is crowned at Mustrar. In 1453 Emperor Frederick III becomes Archduke of Austria. In 1494 the first Mass in the New World is celebrated at La Isabela, Hispaniola. In 1497 Jews are expelled from Graz in Styria, Austria. Jerónimos Monastery, 1501 construction begins on Portugal's Jerónimos Monastery, designed by architect Diogo de Boitaca to commemorate the return of Vasco da Gama from India. In 1579 Northern Hasburg Netherlands counties of Artois and Hainault and City Dowry sign pro-Spanish and pro-Roman Catholic Union of Arras Unie van Atrecht. In 1622 Pope Gregory XV forms Congregatio the Propagande Fide. In 1639 Virginia orders half of its tobacco crop destroyed to support plunging prices and avoid an economic catastrophe, the first colony to order the destruction of crops. Charles I put on trial. 1649 The English Rump Parliament vote to put Charles I on trial for treason and other high crimes. In 1661 the Fifth Monarchists unsuccessfully attempt to seize control of London. In 1681 first recorded boxing matches organised by Christopher Monck, 2nd Duke of Albemarle, between his butler and his butcher. In 1690 Joseph I, later Holy Roman Emperor and son of Emperor Leopold I, becomes King of the Romans and King in Germany. In 1720 the Committee of Inquiry on the South Sea Bubble publishes its findings. In 1745 Bonnie Prince Charlies Jacobite army draws close to Glasgow. In 1773 Massachusetts laid petition legislature for freedom. In 1781 Battle of Jersey, Major Francis Pearson and his men defeat invading French troops. In 1784 Turkey and Russia sign a treaty in Constantinople. Conquest of Cayenne. 1809 Napoleonic Wars, invasion of Cayenne by combined British, Portuguese and colonial Brazilian forces begins. In 1821 Indiana state legislature approves development of the future capital city of Indianapolis. In 1830 New England Anti-Slavery Society organizes Boston. In 1838 Samuel Morse and Alfred Vail demonstrate their telegraph machine in New Jersey. In 1839 two-day storm off the Irish and English coasts is immortalised as the Big Wind. 1840 4,500 British Indian troops leave Kabul, massacred before reaching India. Tragedy for Pierce. 1853 US President-elect Franklin Pierce and his family are involved in a train wreck in Massachusetts but kills his 11-year-old son Benny. In 1857 patent for reducing zinc ore granted to Samuel Wetherill, Penn. In 1861 Florida troops seize federal arsenal at Apalachicola. In 1861 NYC mayor proposes NY become a free city, trading with North and South. In 1870 inauguration of the Musikverein Concert Hall in Vienna, Austria, designed by Danish architect Theophil Hansen for the Society of Friends of Music in Vienna, built on land provided by Emperor Franz Joseph I. In 1873 Pope Pius Roman IX encyclical on the Church in Armenia. Cr. dit Mobilier scandal. 1873 US Congress begins investigating the Cr. dit Mobilier scandal, a fraud by the Union Pacific Railroad, and Cr. dit Mobilier of America in the construction of the first transcontinental railroad. In 1880 record snow cover in Seattle 120 cm. In 1883 Ontario Rugby Football Union forms. Battle of Chelenqo 1887 Abdallah Roman II of Harar opened the Battle of Chelenqo with an attack on the camp of the Shuan army of Negus Menelik Roman II. In 1893 Great Northern Railway connects Seattle with East Coast. Washington National Cathedral 1893 The Washington National Cathedral is chartered by Congress. The charter is signed by President Benjamin Harrison. In 1896 first U.S. women's six-day bicycle race starts at Madison Square Garden. 1898 first telephone message from a submerged submarine by Simon Lake. In 1900 Boers attack at Ladysmith, about 1,000 killed or injured. In 1903 Dutch Press Museum opens in Amsterdam. In 1906 Maurice Ravel's memoirs premieres in Paris. Continental drift theory 1912 geophysicist and meteorologist Alfred Wegener presents his controversial theory of continental drift in a lecture to the Geological Association at the Senckenberg Museum in Frankfurt. In 1912 New Mexico becomes 47th state of the Union. In 1913 attempting to end hostilities in the Balkans, the London Peace Conference breaks down because Turkey refuses to cede Adrianople, the Aegean island, and Crete. In 1914 stock brokerage firm Merrill Lynch is founded. In 1921 the Iraqi Army is formed. 1922-13 Conference of Cannes concerning German retribution payments. In 1924 Francis Poulenc's Ballet Les Bitches, choreographed by Bronislaw Nijinsky and danced by the Ballets Russes, premieres in Monte Carlo. Fascist cabinet forms 1925 Mussolini forms a cabinet composed entirely of fascists in Italy. In 1925 Parvo Nurmi sets in the record 4:13.6 mile 14:44.65 thousand m. In 1926 Kees Boek opens first comprehensive school in Holland. In 1927 U.S. Marines return to Nicaragua. The Minds of Mortals 1928 Pope Pius Roman XI publishes encyclical Mortalium Animos The Minds of Mortals on religious unity and against some presumptions of the early ecumenical movement. In 1929 Alexander I,